K, L, M, N electronic configuration. Electronic configuration is the distribution of electrons in an atom or ion. Specifically, KLMN electronic configuration is the outcome of Bohr model of an atom. According to Bohr model, an atom consists of a nucleus at the center. This nucleus accommodates protons and neutrons in it. Electrons in the atom will be revolving round to the nucleus in a circular path called as orbits or shells. Orbit which is closest to the nucleus is named as K, next one L, M, N and so on. K is also numbered as first orbit, then second one, third one, fourth one and so on. These shells can accommodate 2n square electrons in it. This n is nothing but the number given to these orbits. For k, n equal to 1, so k can accommodate 2 electrons. In the same manner, L having n equal to 2 can accommodate 8 electrons, M can accommodate 18 electrons, N can accommodate 32 electrons in it. Electronic configuration of elements up to atomic number 20 using KLMN approach. We already know that KLMN shells can accommodate 2, 8, 18 and 32 electrons in them. First 20 elements are listed here. This is their Z value, that is atomic number. When elements are present in the neutral state, number of electrons present in them will be equal to its atomic number Z. With this information, if we try to write the electronic configuration, hydrogen has 1 electron and that will go to the first shell K. Helium has 2 electrons. K can accommodate at the max 2 electrons, so both the electrons of helium go to K shell. Lithium is having 3 electrons, out of which 2 will go to K and remaining 1 will go to L. Beryllium has 4 electrons, 2 will go to K, remaining 2 goes to L. Boron 5 electrons, 2 in K, 3 in L. We can accommodate at the max 8 electrons in L shell. Carbon is having 6, 2 and a 4 here. In the same manner, nitrogen having 7, 2, 5, oxygen 2, 6, fluorine 2, 7, neon 2 and 8. With this, L shell is filled. Sodium is having 11 electrons, 2 will go to K, 8 will go to L. We are left with one more, that goes to M. Capacity of M is 18. Let us do with magnesium. 12 electrons, 2 in K, 8 in L, 2 in M. Aluminium 13, 2 in K, 8 in L, M has 3 electrons. Similarly, for silicon 284, phosphorus 285, sulfur 286, chlorine 287, argon 2, 8 and 8. Potassium having 19 electrons, 2 and 8 in K and L respectively. We may feel to write 9 electrons in M because the capacity of M is to accommodate 18 electrons. But some exception happens at this point. So instead of 9 electrons, we will have 8 electrons in M and remaining 1 electron will go to N shell. In the same manner with calcium, 2 will go to K, L will have 8, M 8 and N will have 2 electrons in it. This is the modern periodic table and in this we have 7 periods and 18 groups. In a periodic table, what remains constant in a period is number of shells and in a group it is number of valence electrons. Let us understand these two factors in detail with the upcoming slides. Electrons revolve around the nucleus in a certain definite circular paths called as orbits or shells. Period number indicates the number of shells present in those elements. We know that in the periodic table there are 7 periods. Let us try to write the number of shells present with each element in the periodic table. This is how it looks. Observe period number and the number of shells present in each element in that period. Both of them are same. Recall the KLMN electronic configuration. Hydrogen had only K shell, so 1. Helium also had only K shell, 1. Lithium had K and L, 2. Up to neon we had 2 shells. Sodium is having 3 shells. Magnesium 3. Up to argon we had 3 shells. Potassium 4 shells. Calcium 4 shells, and it keeps going on like this. We can observe in a period number of shells remain constant and in a group they successively increase. So, in a period number of shells remain constant and in a group number of shells increase successively. Valence electrons. Electrons present in the outermost shell of an element are called valence electrons. Outermost shell is called as valence shell. In a particular group, number of valence electrons remain constant. Example, let us consider group 17 elements, that is halogens. It consists of fluorine, chlorine, bromine, iodine and astatine. Their respective atomic numbers are mentioned inside the bracket. Fluorine belongs to second period, chlorine third period, bromine fourth period, iodine fifth period and astatine sixth period. Whatever the period number we have, same number of shells are present in each of them. For fluorine, L is the last shell, that is the valence shell. For chlorine, M is the valence shell, bromine N, iodine O, and for astatine it is P. Observe, valence shell of all these elements consists of same number of electrons, that is 7. With this we can state in a group valence electrons remain constant. Let us try to write valence electrons of group 1 elements, group 2 elements, group 13 to 18 elements. All group 1 elements have 1 valence electron, group 2 elements 2 valence electrons, group 13 elements 3 electrons, group 14 elements 4 valence electrons, group 15 elements 5 valence electrons, group 16 elements 6 valence electrons, group 17 elements 7 valence electrons, group 18 elements 8 valence electrons with an exception of helium, which has only 2 valence electrons. We can observe in a group number of valence electrons remain same and across the period number of valence electrons increase successively. So, in a group number of valence electrons remain constant and in a period number of valence electrons increase successively. Summing up, across the period number of valence electrons change and down the group number of valence electrons remain same. Across the period number of shells remain same and down the group number of shells change. Since chemistry is all about number of valence electrons present in an element, we can expect the same group elements to possess similar chemical properties and same period elements to possess different chemical properties. Valency is the combining capacity of an element. For a metal, it is the number of electrons it can donate, and for a non-metal, it is the number of electrons it can accept or share. Another alternative definition for valency is maximum number of univalent atoms that may combine with the atom is its valency. Valency is always a positive integer. It varies in a period. In a group, group members will have at least one common valency. Valency of group 1, 2 and 13 to 18 elements look like this. Group 1 elements have valency 1, meaning they prefer to lose one electron. Group 2 elements have valency 2, meaning they prefer to lose 2 electrons. Group 13 to 17 elements, they prefer to share electrons. Group 13 members are capable of sharing 3 electrons, 14, 4, 15, 3, 16, 2, 17, 1. Noble gases are inert gases. They do not show any tendency to lose, gain or share electrons. Hence their valency is 0. Specifically for period 2 and period 3, we can tell valency increases from 1 to 4 and then diminishes to 0. To memorize the valency of 15 to 18 elements, we can just do 8 minus 5. Remember, take the last number. 8 minus 5 is 3. 8 minus 6 is 2. 8 minus 7 is 1. 8 minus 8 is 0. Same logic can be applied even for group 14. 8 minus 4 is 4. For group 13, just retain the last number. Group 1 and 2, group number itself is its valency. Sodium valency is 1. Chlorine valency is also 1. To find out the molecular formula of the compound, just exchange their valency. You will get Na1Cl1, meaning formula is NaCl. Sodium valency is 1. Oxygen valency is 2. Just exchange the valency between the two elements. So formula of the compound will be Na2O1. That is nothing but Na2O. Magnesium valency is 2. Chlorine valency is 1. If we exchange, formula will be MgCl2. Magnesium valency is 2. Oxygen valency is 2. If we exchange, formula will be Mg2O2. We can simplify these numbers. 2 ones are 2 ones are. So the formula is MgO. We know that maximum number of electrons that can be accommodated in a shell is 2n square. If we consider the first shell, for which n equal to 1, we can accommodate 2 electrons in it. If we consider the second shell, where n equal to 2, we can accommodate 8 electrons in it. If we observe the periodic table, first and second period consists of same number of elements in it. First period has 2 elements in it and second period has 8 elements in it. So we can use the formula 2n square to find out the number of elements present in first and second period. After third period, this formula is not straight away applicable because complexity of subshell appears into picture. So if we observe the periodic table and count, we can tell 2, 8, 8, 18, 18, 32, 32 elements are present in period 1 to 7 respectively.